Hello again folks, it's Mel at Stocksbridge Guitar Tech. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be showing you some exercises you can do that will help you to develop your legato playing. So legato playing is basically, it's where we're using hammer-ons and pull-offs rather than picking every single note using alternate picking or some other kind of picking. So we pick one note and play three. For example, that's legato, so we can pick the first note and then hammer the next two notes on, or vice versa, pick a first note and then pull the next two notes off. So I'm going to show you some exercises you can do to help you to develop this technique. It's a very useful technique to have because it will allow you to play extended runs at quite some speed, like the one I played in the intro. It would be impossible for me to play that lick alternate picking. Now I'm sure there are some guitar players out there, some absolute geniuses and wizards who could play that lick faster than I just played it and alternate pick it, but alternate picking's never been one of my strong points when it comes to speed. So I tend to use more legato, and I also think it sounds smoother than picking every note. So anyway, let me show you these exercises you can do to help you develop this technique. For those who don't know, all a hammer-on is if we wanted to play two notes, say I wanted to play this note, this C, followed by this note, D, I would normally pluck both times. So I'd pluck that one and then I'd pluck that one with my right hand plectrum. But with a hammer on, I would just pluck that first one, and then we're going to hammer this third finger down like that. So you can see I'm not plucking that second note. Now this is easier to do with some distortion on. It's a lot harder to do with a clean sound. You have to hammer harder still with a clean sound. So try and use a distorted sound like I'm doing here. A pull-off is just the opposite. So if we played this note first and then this note, now we're going to pluck this first note and then pull this finger off. So I'm plucking the string now with my third finger. This one takes quite a bit more practice. The pull-off is harder than the hammer-on. What we also have to do, especially if we're using distortion, is we have to mute the other strings so that they don't ring out. Otherwise we'll get this. So we have to learn how to mute these strings. Now I use a combination of the fingers on my right hand and my palm across the bridge to stop the other strings ringing out. Now it doesn't matter where you play these or what string you play them on, but I suggest you practice those first. Just practice the hammer on and the pull off, and practice muting the strings. So now for the exercise I'm going to show you for the legato playing. I'm going to start at the 5th fret on the high E string, but you can start anywhere else if you prefer. And all we're going to do is we're going to pluck that note, that A, 5th fret of the 1st string. Then we're going to hammer on and pull off. And we want to try and get the volume level of the notes about the same. We don't want to be we want to get them as even as we can. It doesn't matter how fast or how slow you do this, but the slower you go, the harder you will find it to do the hammer on and the pull off, because that pluck has lost its energy. So try and do it at a reasonable pace, something like and then all we're going to do is move down each string. And remember to try and mute the strings, the other strings, as you go in. Then once we've done that, we're going to come back the other way. We're just using fingers 1 and 2 here. Just like that. Then once you've sort of got that to a level you're happy with, then do it the opposite way, so leading with the second finger. So now we're going to start with a pull off, and again work that all the way down the strings. And then again go from the low string to the high strings. And so on. Once you've done that, once you're happy with those, then use the middle 2 fingers, fingers 2 and 3, do the same thing. So the exact same exercise as using fingers 2 and 3, and then the exact same again using fingers 3 and 4. And these are the ones that you will find most difficult. So practice each pair of fingers in turn, just 2 frets. Once you've got that something like, then practice using the first 3 fingers. So now we're going to go and then pull off from that fret there. And again, I'm only plucking the string once, just on that first note. You can hear the other strings ringing because I've took this hand away. That's why we need to mute, but I'm just showing you there that I'm just plucking. I'm just plucking once. And then I'm using hammer-ons and pull-offs. Then you will usually find that the thinner strings are the hardest ones to get to sound. And again, once you've done that, then do it starting from the bottom string. And come back up, and then do it in reverse. and try and keep everything even. We don't want, you know, one. And then again in reverse, and then do fingers 2, 3 and 4, which again you'll find difficult. And again do it in reverse. So that's the first exercise. Once you've got that with the 3 pairs of fingers, and then the first 3 fingers, and then fingers 2, 3 and 4, then you can use fingers 1, 2 and 4. And again, come back the other way and do it in reverse. And then obviously after that we're going to use fingers 1, 3 and 4. Again, do it the other way and do it in reverse. Again. You'll find that one difficult. But it's great to practice this stuff because you'll find it very useful later on. So those are the basic exercises to do to get this legato going. Once you've got those basic exercises, you could play, for example, the major scale, but using 3 notes per string. So let's take G major. You could start with 1 octave if you want, but use 3 notes per string. So there I'm picking every note. We don't want to do that. We just want to pick the first one. Sorry. And then work your way over 2 octaves. So what's the point to all this? Why not just play? Well, because it can allow you to play things faster. That would be very, very difficult to play. Trying to alternate pick that at that speed would be incredibly difficult. So it's a way of like playing really fast. Also, it's a way of once you've got the hammer-ons going, it sounds much smoother than. So that's the beauty of these legato techniques. Now they do take quite a lot of time to learn. You have to practice them, especially these 2 fingers really need a lot of work on them. I'm still working on them after years and years of playing. So don't think you're doing something wrong if it doesn't happen overnight for you. It's not going to happen overnight for you. You need to keep practicing it. Just remember, if you're playing 3 notes per string, but you're only plucking that first note, and we want all the notes to be approximately the same volume. Great technique to learn. I suggest you spend some time and try and learn this one. It will really help your solo playing immensely. That's the lesson for today. So practice those exercises and that will enable you eventually to play these long legato runs across the neck. You don't have to go all the way up the neck. You can use it to start a solo, for example. You don't have to use it entirely. The lick that I played in the intro, I'll just use that as a warm-up exercise. It's a really good warm-up exercise, so I use that quite a lot. But it's also very musical, so you can use it and it will fit a variety of keys. I'm basically just using the C major scale or the A minor scale, all natural notes, no sharps or flats there. So I'm playing G, A, B, C, D, E, F. So it's like kind of G Mixolydian in that sense. So a really good finger exercise as well, if you want to try that out, but practice the hammer on and pull off exercises first and get those down before you start going on to the 3 notes per string stuff, which you're going to find more difficult. But it is worth persevering with this technique because you'll get so much out of it. The more you practice it, the better you'll get at it. Anyway, that's all from me today. So as ever, please subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, a share, a like, ask me a question, ring that bell notification and select all. That way you get notified when I upload a new video. That's all from me today. Take care and I'll see you later. Bye for now.